Continue. All right, today our topic is about elasticity of demand and supply. That's what we're going to talk today. Okay, and let me make it better. Yes. And today's chapter is not that very long, it's just 26 slides, but mainly we'll be talking about elasticity of demand and supply. Then we'll talk about consumer surplus, producer surplus, and we'll be talking about a little bit about price ceiling and price floor. These are the three things we're going to cover today. All right, let's move on. So the first thing we talk about price elasticity of demand and supply. What is this elasticity about? Okay, the thing is that when you talk about elasticity, okay, when you talk about elasticity, it means how elastic they are. How do you mean by elastic they are? Most of the item is elastic, isn't it? If you put pressure on them, it will expand. Even the iron is steel, it will even expand if you put pressure on it. Okay, that's the point. Now, some of the items are very elastic. There's a rubber band. We pull a little bit of stress, little bit of pressure, it will expand. Some of the items are very rigid. If you put, it will expand, but if you give a lot of pressure, then it will expand. That's the concept comes of elasticity is there. So how do you actually mean by these things? Well, so we say it this way, how responsive the item is to the pressure. In our case, when you talk about elasticity of demand, so how elastic or how responsive the quantity demanded will be in response to the price change. Does it make sense? How responsive the quantity demanded will be in response to the change in prices. What is the law? The law of demand is this, that when the price increases, quantity demanded decreases. We know this one. When the price increases, quantity demanded decreases. But the question is by how much? I increase the price by 2%, how much my demand will decrease? When I increase the price of a product, well, I understand if I increase, the demand will decrease. I understand that, that's all right. But I want to know by how much? That's the question. To answer these questions, we have to learn elasticity of demand. Okay? To understand this concept, we have to learn elasticity of demand. All right. Now, how do we actually measure that? It's actually coming from the slope. How do I mean by slope? Slope of the line. Okay? Slope of the line. So this says here, price elasticity of demand, look, price elasticity of demand measures the responsiveness of quantity demanded of a good to a change in the price level, assuming other influences remain constant. How do you measure it? We measure it this way. I'll show you how do we measure it. Let me do it this way in here. Okay, let me do it in this way. So we say this, price elasticity of demand. It has another name. Sometimes we call it PED. Sometimes we call it like this, P and T. Sometimes we call it like E T. So different books uses different terminology, different, but the answer is this is equal to percentage change in demand, percentage change in demand divided by percentage change in price. I should not say demand, I should say quantity demanded. That's the right way to do it. Okay. All right. Let me hide this one. Hide floating net control is better. Now, just help me out on this. If I reduce this zoom a little bit down, is this big enough for you guys to see? Is it big enough?
Fine. Yeah, that's all good.
All good, okay. So it's better so I can see the whole picture in one go. So this is the situation I have. Now, let's transform them into equation. That's it. And that's our whole equation actually. In price. So this is our total equation. Now I'm going to actually show you guys how to put them in numbers. So I will put it as, I'll keep it as PED. Oh, wow. Okay. Now percentage change in quantity. I'm going to write it in short. Percentage. Now, if I write it down as this way, this is that sign we use in maths, but this is called a delta sign. It is also used to show you the change. Percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. P. That's not enough. We need to break it down more. How do we actually calculate percentage change? That's what I'm going to do now. How do you calculate percentage change? With percentage change, we do it this way. Q2 minus Q1. Q1 divided by Q1. Okay. Divided by percentage change in price, P, and here another thing I'll show you here. To calculate the percentage, you have to multiply it by 100. Here, same, multiply it by 100. Does it make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Perfect. If it does, then I'm going to actually take you to the next step. Is this way that I can actually cancel out 100 and 100, right? 100 and 100 can be canceled out. So can I write it this? Actually, I'll take the whole thing. Then I'll strip it off. I don't need this 100. I can cancel out 100. Now, this is also easy for you guys to understand. Is equal to, can I now write it this way? This equation multiplied by this thing I'm going to change. Okay, I'm going to change this one. I will make, so since this is actually denominator, the whole thing, let me show you guys actually, so that it will be better for you guys to understand. Makes sense? The whole thing I'm putting into brackets so you guys can understand that whole thing is one part. Now I'm going to actually make this one, P2 minus P1, it will change its numerator and denominator. So P1 will be at the top, as P1 is as denominator, will become now numerator. And P2 minus P1, this one will become now, numerator will become now denominator. Any question? Should not be any question. It's very simple maths. Okay, I'll organize them now. Okay, I'm going to organize them now for you. So I'll say this in here, first bracket, here is another bracket, and on top on here, I will say this way, P1. Here, I will put any question on this? Any question, guys?
No questions.
Oh, no questions. Perfect. So you guys understand the concept. So if I say, what is the price elasticity of demand? You can say percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price, or in terms of quantifiable values, you can say P1 divided by Q1 multiplied by Q2 minus Q1 divided by P2 minus P1. All good? If this is fine, the rest of the thing will be very easy for you to understand. Now I'm going to make around tables 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's make 10 tables. So there are 5 different types of price elasticity demand we have. What are these 5 different types? First one, I will say they call it perfectly elastic price elasticity of demand. Perfectly elastic. Then, actually I should put this one in here. And here I should say inelastic. Okay, perfectly inelastic, perfectly elastic. Now we'll say here, well, some books they say relatively elastic, some books say just elastic. Okay, so I will say elastic. Sorry, this side is inelastic. Sorry, this side is inelastic. This side will be, other side will be elastic. Okay. And in the middle is called unit. Unitary, actually, they call it unitary or unit, unitary, both. Anything that you kind is the same thing. Elastic. 5 of them. Okay. Now I'm going to make a number in it. Why I'm doing these things? Because this thing will give you a numerical value. It will give you some values. What values it will give, we don't know. But if it happens, the number comes as 1, we'll call it unitary elastic price elasticity of demand. All right. If it is comes infinity, infinity, okay, we call it perfectly elastic price elasticity of demand. If it is in between 1 and these values, or you can say greater than 1, okay, we'll call it, it's not inelastic, should be elastic. We'll call it elastic price elasticity of demand. In some books, they will say relative. Some books, they say elastic, doesn't matter actually. If the value comes as 0, this is perfectly inelastic. Okay. If the value comes within 0 and 1, any number less than 0, 0 point, whatever it is, okay, this is inelastic, we'll call it. Okay. So when you apply this formula and you get a number, you know what type of elasticity it is. Okay, you know what elasticity it is.
Sorry, did you say inelastic is anything less than 1?
Less than 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, less than 1. Okay, and here I want to actually add here a symbol of Where is symbol? Infinity symbol, here it is. Okay, so that's our whole point. Now I'm going to actually show you how this, by now all the time it's not possible for us all the time to calculate these numbers. By looking at the graph, we can also identify whether the item is elastic, inelastic, perfectly not. We can also identify that too. Okay, and I'm going to show you that. I'm going to draw some graph now. So stay with me. Good. And price. Now I'm going to actually, let me make it more closer. That's better for my space. Yes. Keep it black. This is demand curve. And yes, now it's better. And I'm going to actually play with it now a little bit. Let's see it. Here it is. This one is unitary. This is unitary. Why it is unitary and how do I know it? Look, both of this side is equal. And I think I should do a little bit better than this. This is not very good, to be honest. Let me do it a little bit better than this, so you guys can understand it much easier way. P2, for example, P1. And here you can see, so in this case, you will see that the gap between P2 and P1 and Q2 and Q1, I'm going to do now. So let's see, Q2 here and Q1 here. Now you see, now this is perfect. There is nothing else to be added or modified. That's it. That's the perfect situation. Properly labeled, everything is nice. So here, this is unitary because, see, the difference between P2, P1 and Q2, Q1 is same. That's why we can say that here you will find that the answer will be, so this one, this will be all same. The answer will be 1. The percentage change will be 1. So that's why we call this one unitary. Now I'm going to draw, and this one will be actually, this one will be elastic. That's going to be flat, like this. Okay, maybe I can do it much more.
Sorry, so if this one's elastic, did you say that first one is unitary?
Unitary.
Yep, alrighty, cheers.
So this one is actually elastic.
Oh, right, so unitary has a gradient of 1.
Unitary will be same. P2, the gap between P2, P1 and Q2, Q1 will be same.
Alrighty, cheers.
So that's why this is what the answer is 1. Okay, here. I should write down here that PED is equal to 1. Then it should make it better. PED is equal to 0. Here, PED is equal to here. And here, PED is equal to within 0.002 not 0.00, so 0. I should say greater than 0 actually. PD should be, PD is greater than 0, but less than 1. It should make perfect sense now. And I don't think I need this column anymore, because you can understand now where they're coming from. I don't need that line anymore. Okay, so you can see it now. And in this other case, the last one, PED should be greater than 1, but less than infinity. Now you can see it better way. Yes. Now I hope it makes sense. Okay. Now in this case, I'm going to actually this one, for example, here. All right. So you can see this. Yes. Now you can see it very clearly. Can you see that? Percentage change in quantity demanded is greater than percentage change in price. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
In that situation, you can see, if I show you the, yes, perfect now. And this one will be in elastic. Okay. So you can see the quantity in here is, now you can see it better. So this is the other one. Now, if I tell you the other one, on this one, this side is very interesting and it will be steeper. Steep line like this. strip line like this. Even if you take it like you can see these things. So demand curve is in here. Quantity demanded Q is in here. P1 is in here. P2 is fine.
Sorry, was this one inelastic?
Inelastic. Oh wow. Inelastic. Now you can see price changing a lot, but quantity demanded is not changing much. Make sense? Price changing a lot, but quantity demanded is not changing much.
Yep.
So that means even the price changes a lot, quantity demanded is not much interested to change. Yeah. So let me this inelastic in here. Make sense? One is steep, inelastic, flat, elastic, like almost same, unitary. What about the other two? They are very interesting ones. The line will be like this. Okay. This is the demand. This actually should go infinity. So price changes a little bit, quantity demanded shows a very big response. Okay, this is all. This is will be infinity. So price changes a little bit, price changes, quantity expands like infinity way. It can not only this, it might go huge, maybe not cover in my page. Okay. And you might be thinking, what type of goods is that? It happens with companies, things like, for example, share market, foreign exchange market. They deal with billions of dollars. So if the rate of exchange changes, let's say 0.001%, boom, huge. Billion, trillion dollars business will be corrupted, collapsed immediately. That's what happens. So this is for this one. And for the other one, you guys already understand what it is gonna be horizontal, vertical line. Okay. It's gonna be a vertical line like this. So this times top. So you can see here, if the price changes a lot, so you haven't saved it before. Okay, let's save it now. Not now, because I'm not gonna save it anyway. You see, the price goes from 0 to up, people will still buy it. What about the prices? People will keep buying it. Any item? Can you guys give me an idea of what type of item it could be? Any item?
Petrol or oil?
Or petrol? How about medication?
That's a good point.
Yep. Medicine. Then, is there any item, even spirit, people will not buy it? Even spirit, people will not take it. Free. Nobody want to take it. Yeah. Any item? Can you imagine? Can I just see that? Yes. Let's see 5 different types of, all of them are demand card. See? If you can understand these things, this chapter is finished. Done. That's all we need to understand from this chapter. Okay, any question for me, guys? So you know the formula, you know the graph too, which one is inelastic, which is elastic, which one is what. The rule is look at the gap. Look at the gap. Flat, elastic, steep, inelastic. Why is that? Look, when it is steep, look, price changes is high. So it means percentage change in price will be bigger than the quantity change. So how do you say that? Look at this. Okay, now is it equal to, for example, let's say on top, quantity demanded is 60%, but price changes is 80%. 80%. Now, can you tell me what could be the answer? Is it more than one, less than one? What could be the answer? 60 divided by 80. Is it more than one or less than one?
Less than one.
Less than one, isn't it? If it is less than one, what it is? Inelastic, right? Now look at here. So if price is bigger than quantity, inelastic. Look at here, price is bigger than quantity, inelastic. Make sense?
Yeah,
now
makes
let's
sense.
turn around, turn the table. Let's say 75% change in, let's say 20. Answer is definitely more than one. Yeah. See, quantity changes is bigger than the price changes. Elastic. Answer is more than or greater than one. Got it? But if they do not give you the percentage straight in your exam paper, if they give you just prices changes from $10 to $12, quantity changes from this to this, then what you do? Then you apply this formula. Make sense? This is called percentage change formula. This is called percentage change formula. There is another formula is there. We call that midpoint formula. We call that midpoint formula, we call that. Okay. How that looks like? How that looks like is here. So this percentage change formula is in here. I explained them. Okay. Oh, by the way, the answer will always come as negative. Don't worry about negative. Ignore negative sign. Okay. And where is midpoint formula? Oh, wow. What is midpoint formula? No. There must be midpoint formula. We'll find it soon anyway. Okay, here is the says. So I think I have covered till this much. Infinity, perfectly elastic. Price changes will change the quantity demand infinitely. 0, perfectly inelastic. Greater than 1, elastic. Less than 1, inelastic. If it is 1 unit, okay, it's done actually. So I think I almost covered these things. So here is our midpoint formula. Let me get. So midpoint formula is this. That one is, I'm going to actually write it down here, the midpoint formula. Midpoint formula, PD. And for PD. Okay. So the formula is Q2 minus Q, remain the same. Q2 minus Q1 divided by Q2 plus Q1. Q1. Okay. And they actually divide this one by 2, divided by 2. And here, in this case, there will be no percentage here. So Q2 minus Q1 divided by Q2, Q2 plus Q1 divided by 2. And down, it will be P2 minus P1 divided by same. Whole thing divided by 2. This is the formula. Okay. And from these things, we can say very clearly because 2 and 2 will be cancelled out. It will be like this. Okay. Then if we change the side, how it will be looking like? Q2 minus Q1 divided by Q1 into, it will be upside down.
So for that one, wouldn't it be P2 plus P?
P2.
Yes.
Yeah. P2. Oh, okay. Copy paste error. Anyway. Okay, so this will be the case. Okay. So if you want to put it much better figure, you can show it like this. And ultimately the same thing. I don't think this will be just useless to write. That's it. That's a midpoint formula. Now but the rule remains the same. If the answer comes out like 0, this, within 0 to 1, this, within just 1, this. So it will remain the same. The rule remains the same. Just different formula. It will give you exactly the same answer. Okay. Any question for me, guys? Any question for me?
No.
No, cool. Now let me go back to this. So this thing's already covered. This, okay, here is an example. if the price of daily newspaper increases from $1 to $1.20, you can use, when they give you the two price range or two quantity range, you can use percentage change formula, or you can use midpoint formula. Okay, the daily sales falls from this to this. The PD will be what? 50 by 20 by minus 2.5%. Don't worry about the minus sign. It's 2.5%. Okay, it's 2.5 is the answer. 2.5 means elastic. Greater than 1, elastic. Okay. If the price of pacemaker increases from 2,000 to 3,000 per unit, the quantity demanded falls from 100 units to 95 units and 0.1. Is 0.1. 0.1 means inelastic. And why we have this minus sign? Because P and Q are inversely related. That's why we have the minus sign. So don't worry about the minus sign. Okay, these things already covered. Now, determinants of price elasticity of demand. What determines that? What is your price elasticity of demand? The first one is number and closeness of substitute goods, one thing. Then it tells you about proportion of the closer the substitute for goods or services, the more elastic the demand will be. Make sense? If it happens like tea and coffee, very substitute to each other, butter, margarine substitute to each other, olive oil and vegetable oil substitute to each other, right? So if it is very available, if you change the price, people will immediately shift to other item. See that? Price of beef increases, people will go for pork. Like this. Proportion of income spent on the goods. Other things remain the same. The greater the proportion of income is spent on a good, the more elastic the demand it is. If you spend a lot of money in it, lots of money it takes, and the price goes too high. Price goes a little bit high, you will be, oh my God, I spent so much money in it. Now, if I have to spend more, you will be worried that, oh my God, how much money I have to spend here. The higher the proportion of your expenses goes. Like rent, for example. A lot of our money goes into rent. So if the rent increases, we panic. Then, if you talk about how much money you spend on, let's say, your coffee. Coffee, you don't spend much. Rent, look at the rent. $400-500 you're using every week. But coffee, you don't. Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 coffees a day. Still is on good clothes. Yeah? Then time period. This is very interesting point. Very interesting point is this time period. You know, over time, every single thing is elastic because people will find an alternative. For example, I give an example to you today. Let's say, for example, a lot of people Asian people, they use rice as their main food. A lot of them, Asian people. Asian, I don't mean like only a specific country. I mean the whole Asia continent. Okay, Middle East, Asia, Middle East also, rice. Some of European countries as well, but not all. It's like they use rice. So now the point is this, that if the price of rice increases, because they are habituated from their childhood, I use rice too. So if they use these things as their from childhood, they're using these things, right? All of a sudden, the price of rice increases. They cannot shift from rice to something else overnight. They can't. But they will still keep buying rice, but when they will see the price is really too high, they need to switch. Slowly, maybe after 2 years, 3 years, you will see, they will shift to other items. Now, especially for me, I don't like rice much. Of course, I like it, but not as usual I used to be in before. Much less. So like that. So over time, people will change it. their habit will change. Think about petroleum, octane. Price of octane went too high. Look, we already tried to find an alternative, electronic car. Over time, people will find a solution. That's how I meant by over time, everything is elastic. There is no such thing like inelastic. Medication even, we'll find an alternative. Nobody had medication for COVID. Look, now we have. Not medication, but we have a vaccine. Let 10 years go, you'll find a lot of different types of vaccine will be available in the market. All right.
So over time, people don't just accept it and start to pay for it again. They go the other way. They find alternatives.
Everybody, yes, they do. Even for example, let's say rent. We are paying rent. What do you think? Over time, maybe we don't have money now. For example, a lot of people, they don't have money now. Young students, young people, young generation, they don't have cash money to pay the deposit. But think after 10 years, they will. They start to save now. They feel it. I'm paying too much on rent. I need to buy my own. Over time, they will change it. Yes. Now, interesting on this one, price, expenditure, and revenue. Very interesting, this one. I wouldn't talk about this one. Look, price, expenditure, and revenue. Total expenditure is defining total consumer expenditure, price of a product multiplied by the quantity they purchase. Price and the quantity they purchase, right? So price of coffee is $4.50. I don't go for buy coffee for $4.50 or $5. If I go to city, I sometimes really get shocked. I used to buy coffee for $2.80, trust me. Now coffee is $5.50. I will go to 7-Eleven, get a $3 one. Big one. And latest what I did, I bought my own coffee machine at home. Expenditure is too high. So now defining total revenue to the producers is the price of the goods multiplied by the quantity sold. Total revenue, price into quantity. Now the question is this, if the price increases, look, if the price increases, the revenue will increase, right? But at the same time, quantity doesn't stay the same, quantity goes down. See? So what do we do then? The rule is this, if the quantity does not change, then you can increase the price, your revenue will increase. So it is this situation, right? This situation. I'll copy this one and I'll work on it now. I have it in here anyway. This one, for example. Which one is this? Perfectly inelastic. What about the price you increase? Quantity remains the same. So if that's the case, then according to our slides, look, price increases, quantity remains the same. Revenue will increase, right? But if I go on this one, let's say this one, what about this item? What about this item? What about this item? Price increases a little bit, quantity decreases more. See? See, so price increases a little bit, quantity decreases more. Then what happens? You know how to do that? Very interesting, very interesting. Notice here what's happening. Let's make it a little bit like this, then it will show you a better picture. You can show you here. Right. Now look, let's say you had a price, shapes, this one. Let's say you had a price at P2. No, sorry, price P1. You had the price at P1. You had the price at P1. So this was your revenue. Am I correct? This was your revenue. I want to show it like this. What? So let's format shape. Solid fill, no, gradient fill. Yes, and not the gradient fill. Okay, solid fill, but I want to see transparency is bigger. Now it's better looking. Okay, so this is the case you had. Now what you did, so this was your revenue. You increased the price. When you increase the price, then now look what happens to you. When you increase the price, see what happened? Now your revenue is the new, this one. Let me change this color a little bit from here to, let's say, yellowish. Make sense? What's happening here? So it means now your new one is yellow color one. This is your new revenue. Before your revenue was the blue one. Now your revenue is the yellow one. Now, and this one is common. This part is common, you see? P1, P2, this part is common. You are getting this much. So what about this yellow and blue one? Bright yellow and bright blue, these two. This much you are losing. This much you are gaining. Are you losing more or gaining more? Which part is bigger?
Probably losing, just looking at that one.
Yeah, just looking at that one, you can see you're losing more. Isn't it? So that's why we say, if you have an elastic demand item, okay, this is elastic, this is elastic. Look at the graph, elastic graph, flat. If you have elastic demand item, your item is elastic item that you are selling, do not increase the price. Increasing price will lose your revenue. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Good. So now you have to identify which item is elastic, which item is not. We know it. Check the price and you can see. Some items are, you don't have to check the price. You can check it by thinking about the item's nature. Like I said, salt. Salt, one of the items. Do you think if you give it free, people are going to use more salt in their food? No, they will not do that. They will use as much as they need. Make sense? Like this. Then medicine. If it is free, people will take more? No. Yes, that's the case. So by coffee, elastic or inelastic? Coffee is not a necessary item. If it is there, it's fine. If it is like now, if somebody says, oh, coffee $10 a cup, do you really, I'm going to buy a coffee? I don't think so. So like this, so you have to think what type of item is that? It's luxury food, is luxury item, is a necessary item, is it complementary, it is substitute, what type of item is that? Is normal goods, is it inferior goods? Depends on the item too. Okay. Let's say inferior goods. Do you know what inferior goods is? Anybody?
Yeah, you get rid of them when you can afford not to buy them.
Yeah, yes. That's inferior goods. So let's say $2 noodles. Students, they study hard, they don't work much. So every penny is important to them, and they will go for $2 noodles. But when the same student, he will finish his degree, he will get a better job, he's not worried about $2 noodles anymore. He'll try to get something better. So $2 noodles, when his income increase, he's reluctant to use that item. That is inferior goods. Second-hand goods, for example. A lot of students, even myself, I also buy sometimes second-hand items. Like sound system, I'll buy second-hand items. Yes, like sometimes this type of things. Some people buy a lot of second-hand items like eBay, their Gumtree, they buy second-hand items too. Some people, they don't. So it's their choice. But I like sometimes the second-hand items is all right with me. But here, priceless index, and see, they made it much better. You can see here. Yes. So the price increase from $4 to $5. Look, the quantity from 20 to 10. And look at this. How much they're gaining, the red one, how much they're losing the black one. Yeah. But if it is inelastic, look, price increase from $4 to $8, quantity doesn't change much. Now look at that. They're gaining red, losing black. Better. So if the item is inelastic, as a salesperson, you can increase the price. That's okay. Your revenue will increase. If the item is elastic item, increasing the price, you will lose your revenue. So here they gave you the three different. I already showed you these things. You see, vertical line, totally inelastic, perfectly inelastic. They mean infinitely elastic. That's why I say perfectly elastic, unitary, and here you saw this one and this one. Done. Now we'll be talking about income elasticity. What is income elasticity? Oh, look at that. Percentage change in, same thing comes up. Percentage change in quantity demanded divided by, well, income elasticity, you say income. I'll go in here. Percentage change in demand, same thing will go. Control C, copy, and now let's put it in here. No. So demand, now I'm going to percentage change in income. Income is expressed sometimes as I, sometimes as Y. Let's do it as Y. Okay, so here P will become, quantity will remain the same. Just here, P will become Y. Exactly the same, nothing changed. Same rule apply, all same. Okay, income. Oh, no, not the previous one. This one. Okay. Same rule, same things. That's it. Percent change in quantity divided by percent change in income. Okay. But in this case, you don't have those 5 types. Okay. And determinants, degree of necessity, that's one thing. Luxury goods or things. Normal goods and inferior goods, we already told you. When the income changes, there are 2 types of item is there. Normal goods you will buy more. Inferior goods you will buy it less. If your income increases, for normal goods you will buy more. So inferior goods will buy it less. Cross elasticity of demand. Cross elasticity of demand, again the same rule applies. Percentage change in quantity of one product, quantity demanded of goods A divided by percentage change of price of goods B. That's cross elasticity of demand. Two items, how close they are. Are they substitute goods or complementary goods? Okay. Substitute goods means like if it is the cross elasticity of demand can be positive or negative. It can be positive or negative only. Okay. It is positive for substitute goods, negative for complementary goods. That's it. Positive, substitute goods. Okay. If it is negative, the answer is negative. It is complementary goods. Now, what is complementary goods? What is substitute goods? Complementary goods are when two items are used together. We call them complementary to each other. Like beer and pie, they eat together. Then you can say a car and petrol, a PlayStation, Xbox, PlayStation and the video CD, disc, and then shoes and socks, computer and mouse, keyboard, right? iPhone and charger, then earpod, headphone, they goes together like this. They are complementary. Substitute goods, opposite to each other. Tea and coffee, butter, margarine, olive oil, then vegetable oil, beef and pork, rice and pasta, alternative to each other. Private car and public transport, alternatives. Now we'll talk about price elasticity of supply. Okay. In this case, look, same thing will apply now. Price elasticity of supply. This one is exactly same as price elasticity of demand, like this one. In this case, we're gonna change supply, not the quantity demanded. It not be QY, it should be S2. Price elasticity of not demand, supply. Okay, exactly same thing. Nothing new. And the rule, exactly the same rule. Exactly the same rule. It has 5 types too. It has 5 types as well. Price elasticity of supply. Okay. And it has the same 5 types. Now, where is the 5 types? They didn't talk about 5 types in here, right? I'll tell you about these 5 types. Let me show it there. So where is that one? Yeah. Demand quantity demanded, it will become quantity supplied. Okay. Demand curve will become supply curve now. Okay. You see, this one is perfectly inelastic supply. See, exactly same. Now I can make okay. So demand will become now it here supply curve. Let's put it this way. Okay. Now, if I go to the other one, okay. So here it will be supply, not price. Supply, not price. Make sense? And what about, we understand these things will be like this. These two we understand. Yeah. Okay. What about these things? This thing will not be, it will be going like that way. So let me make it now. Supply curve this one. See? The middle one. Now you can see it's going here. Okay. In the middle. What's the time? 7:06. Oh wow. Okay. You can see this one. I'm not going in depth. Okay. And you can see the price as well, the same way the price will go. This is not S1, this is P1. And this is P2. No, sorry, this is P2. 2. This is P1. Okay.
What's that graph, sir? That's a supply graph showing what?
Unitary supply.
Ah, okay.
This 2 is same. Now we're gonna do steep supply curve. See? Steeper. Price changes a lot, supply doesn't change much. See, inelastic supply. Exactly the same system, same rules. No, not right, sorry. Oh, no, this. Yeah. And the flat one? Very flat. Okay. See, price changes little, supply changes a lot. Got it? That's it. Same system.
Hey, sir, do you think if you get time later, could you like put that table itself just in the discussion or something of our views?
These things
Yeah.
are recorded. Everything is recorded on YouTube.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll be uploading on the YouTube. So you can go on my YouTube channel and you can do that.
Cheers.
So what was the YouTube channel called?
Come on, Murad.
I can't remember.
Just
It's
his
at the top
name,
of the
I
bar.
think.
I show you.
Yeah, it's when you go learning modules, the links
Learning
are up
module.
Yeah.
So you see that YouTube channel? Yeah. Okay, we can lecture it to lecture in here. So if you like the lecture, so you have to put a thumbs up and the subscribe. Don't forget that, okay? All right, let's move on.
Sir, do you have additional things, options for your Microsoft Word? Because I'm looking at mine right now and I can't see equations for how you were able to do your divide line and stuff.
Which equation on Microsoft Word?
Yeah, on your Microsoft Word at the top where it says your home and you insert and stuff, I don't have an equations option.
Equation options are in here. Insert. Then you go on symbol, you see? Click on symbol, 2 options, equation and symbol. Do you have that?
Okay, yeah, I found it. Okay, thank you very much.
Good. All right, so let's move on. So, oh my God, it's almost finished. Time is almost up. So, okay. And now, so we are talking here is about elasticity of supply. So supply curve, they're showing you 2 different supply. One is, see this one, I can see this one is very middle, unitary. And the red one, you can see the red one is flat. You see that? Yeah. Changes in supply to an increased demand. So supply changes according to the demand list. But I think I will skip this part now. Okay, this one is important. Consumer surplus, producer surplus. These things are important. Price control, price floor. 715, right? Okay, I don't want to go through this. I will stop it here. I don't go through these things. I'll do it in next class. I'll continue from here in next class, because consumer surplus, producer surplus, and these topics are very important for you guys to understand. Price link, price flow. You have questions on these things in assignment, in other places too. So I want to go through in depth of these chapters.
Alrighty,
Okay.
cheers. Thank you.
I will stop it in here, but I will go through these things in next class. All right, but I believe elasticity is very clear to you all. I wish I could draw these things on board. It would be much more easier and quicker than this. Okay, let's do our attendance before we stop. All right, so this is our third week. Is Iman Saifuddin Abdullah here?
Yeah.
Thank you, Iman. Next is Umar Ahmed.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. This is Jonathan Chan.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Da Hui Wan.
Yes, I'm here, sir.
Thank you. Do you pronounce your name as Da or you pronounce it as T?
It's we.
T, yeah. I thought so.
Thank you.
Nicola Donilan.
Yeah, here.
Thank you, Nicola. Said Giuliani.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Haihua Huang.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Then Anayat Ullah Husseini. Anayat? No. And Riley Kimball is here. He talked with me many times. Brianna Carr. Brianna.
I'm here.
Thank you, Brianna. Ihan Lee. Ihan Lee. Thank you, Ihan. Jaden Maya Harris. Jaden? No. Mary and Kyla Manawis.
I'm here, sir.
Thank you very much. Mai to be Nguyen. Mai Nguyen. No. Oh, she didn't come the last couple of weeks. Yeah. Hugo Parsons.
Yep.
Yeah. Him. Yeah. Jianao Chin.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Then Chin. Jeremy Chanel.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. This is Murad Salim. He just talked to me. John Trovas. John Trovas. No. Then this is Aaron Wu. Aaron. Okay. I can barely hear you, Aaron, but it's okay. I can hear at least. Jishi.
Yep, here.
Thank you very much. Then this is Zheng Xinju.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Then Muhammad Mahendra Arif Kusuma. Muhammad Mahendra, not here. Okay. And finally, Nicole Along. Nicole? No. All right. Thank you very much for coming in today, guys. Next week, I will start from consumer surplus and producer surplus from there. And in meanwhile, if you need any help, any issues, just send me an email. That should be fine. And if you send to the Edward or Month, I think they will not respond because they don't have access to my website. So I have the access in here. So please send me an email if you find any problem. Okay. And I'll try my best to help you out. All right. Thank you
Us.
very much. Have a good weekend
Thanks, sir.
and a good week too.
Sir,
Yes.
could you post your notes?
Which notes?
The PowerPoint ones.
PowerPoints are there. Is not available? Give me a second. Let me.
Those ones, yeah.
Yeah, PowerPoints are there. Like
What?
week
I swear I
two,
can never find them.
the
Yes.
last one, very last one. Lecture topic 3 Mamta. That's the one.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the item's hidden from students,
Yeah.
Item is hidden from students. My
and that's for all topics.
make available.
That's for the other topic as well. Last
Other
week.
topic too? I'll make it.
Yeah. I've been having to make my own notes and it takes forever.
Item hidden from students. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me make it available to you all. Topic 1 is available. Week 2. Items hidden from student. No, make it available. Cool. Okay, what about week 3? Week 3, I just made it available. Okay, cool. What about week 4? Next week. Week 4 here. Week 4 is available actually. Good. What about week 5? Competition. We have break on week 9, right? Okay, let's do it on week 5.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, see you. Thank you very much for coming in, guys. See you all.
Cheers. Thank you.
Sure. Make it available week 5.
Yeah, I got a question.
Yes, please.
For the, the quizzes and everything, how are we gonna know how we went? Like, if you want to review them, after we finish the quizzes, we can't look back at them for reviewing. So,
But you get the answers, right?
yeah, we can't see the answer. Like after we finish, we can only see the mark.
Yes.
So, like,
That's what it is, yes. So you know how many of them are correct, how many of them are not correct. Yes.
Is there a way that we can see them, so like we know what we got correct and what we got wrong, so we can work on our mistakes?
Okay. All right. This is a quiz you're talking about, right?
No, the portfolio questionnaires and the quizzes, like both of them.
Okay. Let me fix with the portfolio one first.
Is it
Portfolio.
where we can review our mistakes?
Okay. I will do that. So portfolio week 3. Let me fix it. Edit the test. Come on. Due date, self-assessment. Okay. So choose when after submission, you can see all answers, correct ones. Then let me. Okay, so you can see all answers, correct answers. Yeah, that's it. That's all you need, right?
See for the
And
previous,
show incorrect now. Yes.
see for the previous quizzes, can we like see them or no?
I don't think you will have the access to that, but we can try. Three, two, this one, right? Let's have a look. Oh, no, we have to edit them. So this is week 3. So week 2, you want to edit the options. After submissions, you can see all the answers, the correct answers. Okay. Can you check it now and let me know if you can see it or not? Two, 3, 4, I'll do the same.
I'm not sure like how to review this. But
If you go on your grade, maybe you can see from there.
and like you can only look at your mark even on the grades.
Oh, okay. Can you see your marks?
Yeah, I can see my mark.
Yeah, so click on the marks. Maybe they will show you.
It's not showing anything. Yeah, it's not showing anything. It's just showing the mark.
If you go on my grades, so portfolio week 3 upcoming. It will not show me because I can't see it. So if you, I think if you click on these things, maybe it will show something. I'm not sure. I don't think you can, to be honest, but we can try. So this is graded already.
No, it wasn't showing. It's not showing anything. Maybe like if we do like this week, it might show the results.
Yeah, maybe from this one it will show you.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else I can help you with?
So thank you.
No worries. Thank you very much for your
And-
time and coming in.
One more question. See how when you go for the graded, if you go portfolio questionnaire week 2, it says 0.8 out of 1, and then when you go questionnaire week 3, it says like it's out of 10. So like I wasn't sure.
Yeah, out of 10.
So it's like, why is it different? Like why is 1 and then why is it 10?
Which one you mean? With portfolio 3?
Yeah, portfolio 3 is out of 10, and then questionnaire 2, week 2 is out of 1.
Week 2?
Yeah.
Week
Question-
2 is different.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Thank you.